Hello everyone, welcome to Mahila Samacha digital classes. This is your maths tutor from Mahila Samacha High School. Let us continue the exercise 4.3 in this session. Children, let us go through with the question number 9. See, here in question number 9, they had given one problem. That means they had given one picture. In this above figure, both risk, that means R-I-S-K, R-I-S-K and clue, C-L-U-E are parallelograms. They said risk and clue are parallelograms. Find the value of x. See here they marked this point as x and we want to find the value of x. Children, see here this point, they marked this point as x. We want to find the value of this x. Here R-I-S-K and C-L-U-E, clue and risk are two parallelograms. By using any of the properties of the parallelograms, we want to solve this problem. Children, here risk and clue are two parallelograms and see they marked the angle K as 120 degree and angle L as 70 degree. See, angle 1 is equal to angle L which is equal to 70 degree because opposite angles of a parallelogram. That means here see this one is 70 degree and this angle E is there, no? This angle E is marked as angle 1. See this angle E. Here in this figure you can observe this angle is marked as angle 1 and this angle is marked as angle 2. So this is angle 1 and this one is angle 2. So angle 1 is equal to angle L which is equal to 70 degree. Why? Because means if we consider that parallelogram CLUE, the opposite angles L and angle E are equal to one another, so that angle 1 is equal to 70 degree. Then if we come to the RISK parallelogram, if we go through with the RISK parallelogram, angle K is equal to angle K plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. See, angle K plus angle S. I hope you can understand this one, children. Angle K plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. Why these two angles are equal to 180 degree? Yes, that's right. You know about the property, one of the property of the parallelogram, that is the sum of the adjacent angles of a parallelogram is 180 degree. Therefore, angle K plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. So, if we know that the value of angle K as 120 degree, 120 degree plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. Angle 2 equals to 180 degree. If we transfer this 120 degree to this side, it becomes minus 120 degree. In 180, 120 goes means we'll get the value as 60 degree. So that angle 2 is equal to 60 degree. Angle 1 is 70 degree, angle 2 is 60 degree. Now to find the value of x, let us consider the triangle OES. Let us consider the triangle OES. So in triangle OES, angle x plus angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. Why the angle x plus angle 1 plus angle 2 equals to 180 degree means angle sum property. In any triangle, the sum of the three angles, three interior angles measures 180 degree. So that angle x plus angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. Angle x plus angle 1 is 70 degree. We know the value of angle 1 is 70 degree and we know the value of angle 2 is 60 degree. So that 70 degree plus 60 degree is equal to 180 degree. So angle x plus 70 plus 60 means we'll get it as 130 degree. 70 plus 60 means the value is, the sum of those two things is 130 degree, which is equal to 180 degree. Angle x equals to 180 degree. If we transfer the plus 130 degree to other side of the equation, it becomes minus 130 degree. So 180 degree minus 130 degree. In 180, 130 goes means we'll get 50 degree. So that the x value is 50 degree. So we got the answer for the value x. The value of x is 50 degree. Children, the property we used here, the properties of the parallelograms that we discussed in this chapter are in this question are: opposite angles of parallelogram are equal and the sum of the adjacent angles is 180 degree. Come to the question number 10, children. Explain how this figure is a trapezium and which of its two sides are parallel. Here they had given one figure KLMN. KLMN is a quadrilateral. We want to explain how this figure is a trapezium and which of its two sides are parallel. Children, trapezium means, first if you want to solve this problem means you want to know the meaning of trapezium. So what is trapezium means? It is a type of quadrilateral in which only one pair of opposite sides are parallel and another pair are non-parallel. If both the pairs of opposite sides, that means in a quadrilateral two pairs of opposite sides are there. If both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, it is called as parallelogram. But in this figure we are discussing about the trapezium. Trapezium means it is a type of quadrilateral in which only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. So if we want to prove this figure as a trapezium, we want to prove the any of two sides as parallel sides. And see, they mentioned one clue also, and that what is that clue means, they marked the angle L as 80 degree and they marked the angle M as 100 degree. So by using this clue we can conclude or we can confirm or we can verify this quadrilateral as a trapezium. How to solve this one means, see, let us take the measure of angle L plus measure of angle M. Children, measure of angle M plus measure of angle L is equal to, we know the value of angle M as 100 degree and value of angle L as 80 degree. So 100 plus 80 means we will get the sum as 180 degree. Children, see, angle M and angle L are the adjacent angles. That means they are side by side, they share the same side and they are neighbor angles. We can also call them as adjacent angles. So the sum of adjacent interior angles is 180 degree means then the two sides, that means opposite sides comes between that angles are parallel. That means see, angle side KL and side MN are parallel to one another. So if these two sides are parallel, then we can conclude that KLMN as a trapezium. In a trapezium, only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Another pair are non-parallel sides. So that, children, see here, angle M plus angle L is 180 degree. That means 100 plus 80 means 180 degree. So that these two adjacent angles are supplementary. So we can conclude the side KL and MN are parallel. Why we can conclude these two angles as parallel means because, see, the angle between these sides are supplementary. So that side KL is parallel to side NN. So here the parallel sides are KL and MN. Hence KLMN is a trapezium. Now come to the question number 11. Find the measure of angle C in below figure if side AB is parallel to side CD. See, if side AB is parallel to Side CD means we want to find the measure of angle C. And in the figure they mentioned another clue as measure of angle B is 120 degree. Children, as we discussed in the before problem, that means the previous problem, children, say the sum of the adjacent angles between the parallel sides are always supplementary. That means 180 degree. The sum of the two angles is 180 degree. So that let us consider the measure of angle B plus measure of angle C is equal to 180 degree. So the sum of the adjacent angles of parallelograms is 180 degree. So measure of angle B is 120 degree plus measure of angle C is equal to 180 degree. Measure of angle C equals to 180 degree. If we transfer the plus 120 degree to this side, it becomes minus 120 degree, which is equal to 60 degree. So hence the measure of angle C is 60 degree. If in 180 degree 120 goes means we'll get 60 degree. So that the measure of angle C is 60 degree. I hope you understood this problem, children. Here the simple property we used is the sum of the adjacent angles of it is not a parallelogram, it is like trapezium itself, but the sum of the adjacent angles between the parallel sides are always 180 degree. That means supplementary. So that these two angles are supplementary. So angle B plus angle C equals to 180 degree. Measure of angle B is 120 degree plus measure of angle C equals to 180 degree. Measure of angle C equals to 180 degree minus 120 degree, which is equal to 60 degree. So that measure of angle C is 60 degree. I hope you understood this problem, children. This is the very simple and small problem. Now let us come to the question number 12. Children, in this figure also, say find the measure of angle P and angle S. See here we want to find the measure of angle P and angle S if SP side SP is parallel to side RQ in figure. Is there any other method to find measure of angle P? So find the measure of these angles by using the properties of trapezium or by using the property of parallelogram. Then is there any alternate method or is there any other method to find the value of P? They are asking the other method also. So first let us discuss with the first method, children. See children, here given that angle Q is 130 degree, they marked the angle Q as 130 degree and they marked the angle R as 90 degrees. Children, anywhere if this symbol, if the angle is marked like this means it indicates that that angle is 90 degree. Here the angle R is 90 degree, angle Q is 130 degree, and that given one clue as side SP is parallel to side RQ. So if SP is parallel to RQ means angle R plus angle S, the adjacent angles, angle R plus angle S is equal to 180 degree. So that, see before that we can go through with angle P plus angle Q also. Angle P plus angle Q is also equals to 180 degree because adjacent angles between the parallel lines. So angle P plus angle Q means we know the value of angle Q as 130 degree, which is equal to 180 degree. Angle P is equal to 180 degree plus 130 degree transferred to other side of the equation means it becomes minus 130 degree. So angle P equals to 180 degree minus 130 degree. In 180, 130 goes means we'll get 50 degree. So that the measure of angle P is equal to 50 degree. Now let us come to the measure of angle S. Children, angle S plus angle R is equal to 180 degree. As I said, the adjacent angles are 180 degree. That means the sum of the adjacent angles is supplementary. So that angle S plus angle R is equal to 180 degree. Angle S plus, we know the value of angle R as 90 degree. Angle S plus 90 degree equals to 180 degree. Angle S equals to 180 degree plus 90 comes to this side means it becomes minus 90. So 180 minus 90 means we'll get 90 degree. so that the value of angle S is equal to 90 degree. Value of angle S is equal to 90 degree. So the same thing they asked in the question to find the measure of angle P and measure of angle S. Here the measure of angle P is 50 degree and measure of angle S is 90 degree. Then they asked, is there any other method to find the value of P? Yes, there is another method. Angle Q equals to 130 degree. We know the value of angle Q 130 degree and angle R as 90 degree. Then and also we know the value of S as 90 degree because by observing itself we can say this is right angle. And also you know they had mentioned in the problem itself, they mentioned that side SP is parallel to side RQ. So that if our angle R is 90 degree, angle S is also 90 degree. That means the sum of the two angles is 180 degree. If this is 90, then 180 minus 90, it becomes angle S also becomes 90 degree. So that, see, let us take the values of angle Q as 130 degree, angle R as 90 degree and angle S as 90 degree. Then we know that angle P plus angle Q plus angle R plus angle S is equal to 360 degree because angles sum property are quadrilateral. That means in a quadrilateral the sum of the four interior angles is always equals to 360 degree. So that angle P plus angle Q plus angle R plus angle S is equal to 180 degree. Children, here replace this Q with S. Then see, angle P plus angle Q is 130 degree plus angle R is 90 degree plus angle S is 90 degree, which is equal to 360 degree. Angle P plus, see, if we add these three things, 90, 90, 180. 180 plus 130 means 310. Angle P plus 310 degree equals to 360 degree. Angle P equals to 360 degree. If we transfer this plus 360 to this side, it becomes minus 360 degree. 310 degree. 360 minus 310 means 50 degree we will get. So the value of P is 50 degree. If we solve the problem with the adjacent angles property, then also we'll get the value of P as 50 degree. Then if we go through with the angle sum property of quadrilateral also, we'll get the value of P as 50 degree. The value never changes. If we solve the problem in any method, the value of the value of the angle never changes. Understood, children? I hope you understood this problem. Once again, see, angle Q equals to 130 degree, angle R is 90 degree. So and we know the one of the clues, side SP is parallel to side RQ. So that angle P plus angle Q is 180 degree. Angle P equals to 180 degree minus 130 degree. In 180, 130 goes means 50 degree. So angle P is 50 degree. In the same way, the same property applies to the other two angles. Angle S plus angle R equals to 180 degree because adjacent angles. Angle S plus 90 degree equals to 180 degree. Angle S equals to 180 degree. Plus 90 comes to this side, this side means it becomes minus 90. In 180, 90 goes means 90 degree. So this is the value of angle S and value of angle P. Now let us come to the another method, alternate method. Angle Q is 130 degree, angle R is 90 degree and angle S is 90 degree. We know that angle P plus angle Q plus angle R plus angle S equals to 360 degree because the sum of the all interior angles of a quadrilateral is always equals to 360 degree. Angle P plus angle Q means 130 degree, angle R means 90 degree, angle S means 90 degree equals to 360 degree. Angle P equals to 130, 90, 90. If we add these three measures means then we will get the measure as 310 degree. So angle P plus 310 degree equals to 360 degree. Angle P equals to 360 degree minus 310 degree equals to 50 degree. So the measure of angle P is also equals to 50 degree. This is the alternate method, children. I hope you understood this problem. So observe carefully and listen and understand the problem, children. So this is the end of your exercise 4.3. Till now we discussed this exercise in 3 sessions. So part 1, part 2 and this is the part 3. So in part 3 I'll end this exercise. Children, see, by solving this exercise 4.3 we understood the properties of parallelogram very well and how to apply these properties of parallelogram while solving the problems. In this exercise we concluded that we got the knowledge of applying the properties of parallelogram to solve the problems, to find the values of angles or maybe to find the values of sides or diagonals. Children, what properties we discussed in the exercise means, see, the first property is opposite sides are congruent. Congruent means equal. In a parallelogram, the opposite sides are congruent. Then opposite angles are congruent. Congruent means equal. The meaning of congruent is equal. Opposite sides are equal. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Opposite angles are also equal. Then consecutive angles are supplementary. Children, consecutive angles means adjacent angles. Consecutive angles means adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are supplementary. We applied this property while solving so many problems. Consecutive angles are supplementary. That means the adjacent angles of parallelogram are supplementary. And if one angle is right angle, then all angles are right angles. In a parallelogram, if any one of the angle is 90 degree, if any one of the angle is right angle, then all the remaining all the angles becomes right angles. Then the property, another property is the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Then the sixth property we discussed is each diagonal of a parallelogram separates it into two congruent triangles. Congruent means equal. Triangles. Diagonal divides a parallelogram into two congruent triangles. I hope you understood the properties of parallelograms, children. Once again, let us recall the properties of parallelogram. Opposite sides are congruent. Congruent means equal. Opposite angles are congruent. Consecutive angles. Children, I am repeating it. Consecutive means adjacent. Adjacent angles are supplementary. If one angle is right, one of the angle is right angle, then all the angles are right angles. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Each diagonal of a parallelogram separates it into two congruent triangles. And other properties we discussed in this exercise to solve the problems are, the first one is angle sum property of a triangle. Angle sum property of a triangle. Children, angle sum property means, you know, the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is always equals to 180 degree. Then angle sum property of a quadrilateral. Angle sum property of quadrilateral means the sum of all four interior angles of a quadrilateral is always equals to 360 degree. Then exterior angle property. Exterior angle property means, children, you know that. See, if any one side of a triangle is produced, the angle so formed is called as exterior angle. The exterior angle is always equal to sum of the interior opposite angles. Exterior angle is always equal to sum of the interior opposite angles. So this is the exterior angle property that we discussed in this exercise. Children, see, while solving these problems, while solving exercise 4.3, we discussed and we applied the properties of parallelograms. In addition to that, we used these properties also. One is angle sum property of a triangle angle sum property of the quadrilateral and exterior angle property. I hope you understood this exercise very well, children. I'll come back you soon with the other exercise, new exercise. Thank you, children.